Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trophy Room Pre-Show. I'm your host, Joseph. Alongside me, the returning champ, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm just okay. How are you?
I'm just doing dandy. Light is being a mom right now.
Yep.
Let me tell you.
She's gonna hop in when she can hop in.
When she can. And you know what? The fact that she's just here with us in spirit right now means the world. Hello, everybody. What's up? Hida, what's up? Silking It, what's up? Reese, what's up? Jonathan Kelly, what's up? GD, what's up? Dakota.
Oh my God, Jonathan Kelly saying tonight I'm finishing up Control.
Oh.
Hell yeah, dude. God, I'm so excited.
God bless you, sir. So listen, we're just gonna wait for some more people to trickle on in. I gotta make the post. It should take just about 5 minutes.
Yep.
Gentle Snowden in the chat. What up, my friend? You know, this week's gonna be I feel another crazy one.
I may or may not cry out of frustration and just sadness.
It's just overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. We're gonna do our best to be entertaining and level-headed, but we love.
Oh, I'm gonna be unhinged. Don't worry.
I'll be a little unhinged. I'm
gonna be unhinged. We're gonna talk. Listen, I want to know, and don't say a word about what your thoughts on the physical drama.
Yeah,
I want to know what what we're thinking about the layoffs, and then guess what? When we get through all that bullshit, there are video games to talk about, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync, which talk about depression. I played that for a week and a half early. I did not get to beat it until literally last night at 11:30 at night.
I had no idea you've had access for so long. You just shared me the code with me today.
Yeah. Well, what I want to start doing on the channel itself is focus more on video reviews.
Yeah.
And then also retrospective reviews in the form of, so one thing I was workshopping, chat, let me know if you like this idea, is, you know how we used to have the Road to Greatness, everybody? And it was a fun time, but it was really hard for us to do because we're balancing work, life stuff, podcasts, games we actually want to play, games for review, and then the Road to Greatness game. It was a little bit too much. What I now have an interest in is going back to games that I have a sour opinion on. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2, going back, completing it, and asking myself, was I wrong about this game? And having a long form review, somewhat like a skill up, 20 to 40 minutes, retrospective, deep dive on the game itself, then discuss. Or something akin to, as we're going into GTA, hot take here, I don't think I've ever beaten a GTA game. I think I've always gotten very, very close, and then I just drop off because I become uninterested.
Okay.
So what if I did GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 5, and then we're in GTA 6 and we talk about it? How would that work for you guys? Would you want to see that? Let me know. Yeah, kind of like retro retakes almost. Listen. I might need to trademark that, Gentle Snow. Who knows?
Well. You all think about that, and Joe does the post thing. You're gonna need to help me with guess the game.
Real fast. Only a few.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I have zero ideas.
Legos.
Lego? You think that's Legos?
Mm-hmm. Bionicle.
Okay, I'll put in Bionicle the game.
Remember Bionicle?
I do. No, it's not Bionicle. 66. Ooh. Is this PlayStation exclusive for Spoken? Damn. Xbox 360 and PC. Great. I know nothing of these ecosystems. Front Yard. All right, let me skip. Oh.
Join us in the chat.
Oh. Is this Mercenaries?
Oh, Mercenaries 2?
Yeah, because I don't think that was on PlayStation. No, damn. Okay.
And everybody, if you could, if you're in this chat right here, right now, as we're warming up and we're getting ready for the show and all that good stuff, right?
Was it Hawk?
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out, helps us out, gets us up in the algos, and really it helps us fight whoever the CEO of YouTube is. Who are they?
Genie, that's a good guess, but I played Spec Ops on PlayStation. So I don't think it was. I don't think it's that. Isn't like Tom Clancy Hawks? Is that not? I don't remember. Whoa. I don't know what this game is. Who is that dude? It's a troll? What up, Jacob?
What up? Is that Jacob McCourt or another Jacob?
That is Jacob McCourt.
Jacob, this is how crazy my life's been. I forgot to tell all the people that I love my grandma's in the hospital. So I finally got to sign up for the thing that we were talking about sometime. You thought I was going to spoil it. I was about to.
I legit have zero idea what this video game is.
I told you it's Bionicle.
I typed in Bionicle.
Type it again. See what happens.
Genie, I'll put in Shadowrun. I don't have a better guess. Hey, nice, Genie. Well done.
Good Shadowrun. Let's shadow with the run with the shadows.
Oh my god, this is going to make me sad because I missed last week and there's so many empty spots here. Oh my goodness.
We'll do that for the post show.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Light.
Hi.
Oh, what up,
I don't know how
girl?
long I'll be here. I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Then let's start the show right now. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Start the clock at 7 minutes. This week on the Trophy Room, we're talking about how PlayStation Plus subscribers are leaving in mass exodus to protest loads of jobs being cut at Xbox. And in the future, we chat about our review of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced and so much more here on the Trophy Room. Wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 487 of the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where we chat about not the latest and not the greatest in all things PlayStation for about a month now. But usually, every single week, we talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. But it seems like that streak has ended. Alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is and whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you holding up from the root canal, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Like I told you both when I hopped on here, I'm tired of eating on one side of my mouth. I'm tired of the soft food. I want a pizza so bad. It's not even funny. But yeah, I'm doing better. I'm hanging in. The state of the world and just personal stuff is weighing me down a whole lot. So, you know. What a lovely time in July we're having. You know, it's great.
Listen, Belgium kicked America's ass in the World Cup.
Yeah, they sure
My
did.
adopted homeland, they really just tore it up. People don't know this, but Belgium, shout out to them. They took my family in back in the 60s when the fascists took over Spain. So like that is real talk. That is my second homeland that I need to go back to. So shout out to Belgium being the goats. Best chocolate, best waffles. I'll take their word for it. Alongside us, the lightweight herself. Tegan, what's up, girl?
Oh, I'm tired.
Hell yeah.
Being a parent is kicking my butt right now. It's not been easy.
Yep.
So I'm going to be here for as long as I can be here. But if I had to bounce, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Mommy duty is above all types of duties. So you're all right. That's why we're in a rush. Let's go. Let's do this. We're going to talk about all the things. But first, of course, I want to shout out our amazing patrons and YouTube members over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room and on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room. If you're in the live chat right now, please hit like, share, subscribe. let the word out. Let us be known that we are here. And hey, if you got no bucks to toss our way, that's a-okay. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Rate us 5-star reviews over there. But that said, we'll shout more out about our patrons later. It is time to square up the news.
Well,
Kyle,
I was just going to say, before we get into more depressing stuff, do you want to play a quick game to like lighten the mood?
Do you think maybe we should earn the game, though?
I don't know. I also, like, we can't play the game if Light has to bounce. That's why I'm
true. Okay, all right. Go. Yeah. Quick game.
It's a TikTok trend that I've been seeing going around. It's a lot with sports and whatnot, but I'm going to give each of you 15 fake dollars to bid and make a team of 5. Okay. And these are all franchises, video game franchises. So once you run out of your $15, you can no longer bid.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out
You guys
there.
know I'm really bad with money.
Believe me, I tried to make this hard for both of you.
No.
Okay. Bidding has to be at least $1.
Okay.
But like I said, once you fill your team, that's it. You're done. So if you do all the first 5 games, it's over for you. Okay. So the first game up for bidding, or first franchise, is Fallout. So which one of you would like to bid on Fallout first?
And we're just trying to make a strong team? Or?
Whatever, the strongest 5 team of video game franchises.
And I don't know what other ones are going to come.
I am not telling you what the next one is. We're going one by one. So Fallout is first.
I will bid on Fallout for $2, sir.
$2 to Joe. Okay.
We have $15 total?
Yep.
I'll do 3.
Okay. $3 to Light. And now these are all the games in the franchise. It's everything.
All of them. $4 for Fallout.
Oh.
Yeah. I want her.
See, the problem is there are some great great games in the franchise, but then there are some that people do not like very much.
Sure.
I'm gonna let you have it for 4. I'm gonna hold out that there's gonna be something else that Joe's gonna run out of money for and be upset about.
Very, very smart. Okay, the next one, Uncharted.
I will bid on it for $2.
Okay. Joe coming out strong.
I'm gonna let Joe have it this one.
Nice.
Oh, you let me have it?
So Joe,
I'm banking on those later games. I don't know.
Just to remind you, Joe, you now only have $9 for your last 3 games. Okay.
That's all right.
The next franchise, Mass Effect.
$5.
Whoa. Okay.
I'll concede.
Okay, $5 Mass Effect to Light. Nice.
Remember Andromeda?
Yeah.
I do.
One flop out of 3 great ones. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Two great ones.
Okay.
Dark
That's my 3.
Souls.
Just Dark Souls 1?
No, the Dark Souls franchise. So 1, 2, and 3. And any future Dark Souls.
See, this is hard because they're not my games, but I do know people really like Dark Souls games.
But you could also run up the bid on Joe.
I'll put it up for $1.
Okay.
Well, I can't let him have any more, so I'm going to say 2.
Okay. $2 to Light.
I will concede.
Ooh, Light with Dark Souls for $2.
There's no Bloodborne or Elden Ring in it, you know? Now, if it was Sekiro, all right.
Okay. So, Light, you have $8 left for 3 games. Joe, you have $9 left for 3 games.
Okay.
The next game, or franchise, Red Dead Redemption. 1 and 2.
$2.
Fuck, I want to know what the roster of games are. I can only have 3 games on my roster?
3 more, yes. 5 total each.
Oh, man, this is good.
I have $9 left?
You have 8. Joe has 9. And Joe, you bid what? $2 for Red Dead?
$2, yeah.
Okay.
How much money I got left?
You have 9.
Okay.
I'll say 3.
Ooh, $3 for Red Dead to Light.
Also, Joe, I have to write you my letter of resignation because you never took that post down. So
That's fair enough.
What happened?
No,
there?
you know what? I'm gonna take it down because I'm sick and tired of people yelling at me, hooting and hollering.
What?
Joe had a hot take
Different opinion.
about like the Fallout. Speaking of Fallout.
Oh, what from last week?
Yeah,
Barbara did
yeah.
too.
Oh, okay.
God
I told him
forbid
if he didn't delete it, I was sending him a letter of resignation.
meant every word. I'll concede. I'm a good friend. I'll let her
Okay.
have.
So you said $3 for Red Dead Light?
Yes, I said one more than whatever Joe did, so I think that's
Okay.
okay. So I have 5 left.
You're down to 5. Astrobot.
I'll do 2.
I'm gonna concede.
Fuck! You
Oh.
do 3, Joe!
Oh no!
All right, it's all right.
Oh no!
I love Astrobot, but I don't know if it's proven enough yet to be the franchise. You know what I'm saying?
So, Light, you have $3 left, and you only have one more spot.
Shh, don't remind Joe.
Assassin's Creed
I'm gonna concede.
for $1?
No, nothing. I don't want it.
No, but that you're gonna let Light have it for whatever.
If she wants it. If she wants it.
Oh, that's true. If you don't want it, you can pass.
How many are left in the list?
I only had 4 left, so I would have
And
to
I
come up
can
with
only
another
have
one.
one more on my roster.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I didn't think that someone was just gonna concede completely.
See, I if I didn't accidentally get Astrobot, I would do this, but I
Uh-huh.
don't have any more room, and I want to know what's left on the.
You can say no, and then we'll throw Assassin's Creed out. I'll come up with another one on the fly. That's totally fine. That's valid. It could be in the next auction.
I guess I'm gonna pass because I want to know
Okay.
what other options you have.
Okay. Next one up, Elder Scrolls.
Oh. I'm a good friend.
$1.
I will let Light have it for
Oh,
$1.
okay.
If
So
I
what are
can
you
have,
holding your $8 for?
if I can have Dark Souls
Whoa.
Oh, trading.
trade.
But then you would take the Dark Souls. I have to take the $2 away from Dark Souls from you then.
Yeah, we could trade it, but we're trading the cost. I'm not
Yeah.
sinking the cost into both and only getting one.
Exactly.
All right, a soul for a soul. It's
Okay.
an even trade between
Okay.
us.
Whoa, unconventional. I like it.
I know,
Okay,
I know,
so
I
Light,
like
All right,
you
Joe.
are,
Respect.
you are now up to $4.
Yes, I'm rich, baby.
I'm sorry, $5 because Joe just let you have Elder Scrolls. And Joe, you are down to $7. Okay, this
Okay,
makes it
okay.
more interesting now.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 games left. Next one is, which one did I skip over?
And which games do I have?
You have Fallout, Uncharted, Dark Souls. Light, you have Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption, Astrobot, and Elder Scrolls.
She has 4.
The Witcher series.
I'll put a nice shiny 3 doll hairs on that one.
Okay.
Go back.
Fuck it, we ball. $5. Just kidding,
Joe.
$4.
Okay, $4. You go 5, Joe.
I can't let her have it. I'm sorry, buddy. This is where the friend. No. Oh, but it means so much to her.
Joe, I don't care. I'm not gonna take it personally.
I know, but we're friends. I will let her have it for the what is it, $4?
$4?
I'll let her have it for $4.
Okay.
I'm not good at auctions. I just want my friend.
That
to
was
be
my
happy.
last lot, anyways, right? I
Yes,
could've
that
done
was
all
your last
$5
slot. So
anyways.
Joe
Yeah, I-
automatically will get the last 2.
Okay.
Okay. I have to think of a second one because neither of you wanted Assassin's Creed. So the next one, or the last one on the list was Just Dance. So you get Just Dance, Joe.
No.
Sorry.
You have to.
That was the last one I had down.
Give me Halo. Give me Halo.
Nope. That's not
Alright,
how it
fair enough.
works.
Whatever. Lady Gaga has a song in it. Okay.
And then the final one will be Spider-Man.
Oh, all right. I'll take that.
I'll be nice.
take that.
I'll be nice.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
the final list of 5 games. Okay. Joe has Fallout, Uncharted, Dark Souls, Just Dance, and Spider-Man. Light's team of 5 is the Mass Effect series, Witcher series, Red Dead Redemption, Astrobot, and Elder Scrolls.
Dude, I crushed this.
There, you
I
crushed it,
fucking
yeah.
crushed this.
Absolutely.
See, if I didn't know Light, I'd be like, whatever, Witcher's mine. But it's like, that's her thing. All right, shit. Let's square up the news. Gotta cold-blooded capitalist here. I'm going to be very interested on her thoughts on this whole Xbox stuff.
Tom
no, thanks for letting me win, Joe, because you're crushing me in the actual fantasy draft. So I needed this win.
Tom Phillips over at IGN writes, they now wait for the storm to pass. PS5 owners are canceling PlayStation Plus subscriptions to protest Sony killing discs, but analysts say it won't make any difference. PS5 owners are canceling their PlayStation Plus subscriptions in protest at Sony's controversial decision to stop releasing games on physical discs, but the gesture will not force the console maker to change its mind, analysts say. Sony has drawn huge amounts of online criticism from PlayStation owners upset at the move to an all-digital future for all new PS5 games launched from January 2028 and onwards, something that's almost certain to also continue on PS6. A high-profile petition calling on Sony to reconsider its decision has now reached over 200,000 signatures, and in the past few days, PS5 users have taken to social media to share screenshots of canceled PS Plus subscriptions. But speaking to IGN, Dr. Serkan Toto, CEO of Japanese game industry consultancy firm Catan Games, suggested that even if 500,000 people canceled their PlayStation Plus subscription in protest, it would just be a drop in the ocean for Sony, which is not going to change its mind. Quote, I sympathize with physical media fans, but Sony will not reverse this decision, Toto told IGN. They, of course, knew what the online reaction would look like, and they now wait for this storm to pass. Sony has over 120 million active PlayStation users, he continued. Around 50 million people subscribe to PlayStation Plus. As a thought experiment, let's say 500,000 cancel in protests. That would be just 1% of that business gone. Of course, not enough to Sony to start rethinking. Digital is just too lucrative, end quote. For first-party PlayStation games such as The Last of Us, Sony will only keep around 65% of the money from a physical copy, with around 30% going to the retailer and roughly another 5% on manufacturing costs. Meanwhile, for a physical copy of a third-party game such as Activision-published Call of Duty, Sony will get a licensing fee of likely around 15%. For digital downloads, however, the margins are much higher. For a first-party game sold via Sony's own PlayStation Store, the company obviously keeps 100% of the revenue. For third-party games such as Call of Duty, meanwhile, Sony keeps a 30% cut, so roughly $21 for a $70 game.
Interesting. That said, Kyle,
Hi.
listen, the audience heard from us last week. I want to know your thoughts on all this as Sony triples down on AI, right? In all sorts of, parts of their development. Now the removal of physical media. Where's your patience with Sony? Has it run out? I see a lot of people going, I've been a PlayStation fan since the beginning. Here's my collection. PlayStation, we're done. Are we done with PlayStation right now, Kyle?
Oh, man, what a loaded question. I don't know if I can say here and right now that I'm done with PlayStation, because obviously it's my hobby. It's my escape from the real world. So I can't be fully out, but I'm deeply, deeply, deeply unhappy with them. I think this move is stupid for a variety of reasons. I think back to, and I've said this before on the show for the entirety of it, growing up and still to this day, I use physical media as not only a way to collect and ensure that I have those games with me for as long as I am around. But I also rely on physical media and have relied on physical media to trade in to get the next generation of the console system and allow me to stay in it. So, and I know I am not the only one that does that. There are a lot of people out there that rely on the used game market and trading things in for credit to afford this hobby. And the fact that they are ridding physical games is ruining that for a lot of people. The whole AI thing, it's just dumb. I'm tired of arguing about it. I hate it so very much with a deep, deep, deep hatred inside of me. I just think it's very lazy at this point, and it sucks. But the physical media stuff, you have joked with me for years, Joe, that the day was going to come and I just need to accept it. And the fact that it's here, I can't accept it. I can't. It's there. Nothing is going to remove those memories of taking home that game from Toys R Us, opening it up, reading the manual on the drive home, displaying it proudly, bringing a game in to my friends at middle school and switching games with somebody, going to Blockbuster and picking out a game off the shelf to rent for 5 days. Like, those are very special moments that most people don't have these days because they have gone on digital, and that sucks, and I'm bummed about that. But yeah, it really sucks. And then just outside of games, just personally, like, I use my PlayStation as my Blu-ray and 4K movie player. So, like, am I now going to also have to keep my PS5 Pro around when I get PS6 so I have a dedicated movie player? Yeah, I could go get a dedicated one, but why? I'd rather just have it all in one system, and that's how I've lived my life since the PS3 era, and even PS2. Like, I played my DVD movies on my PS2. Like, it's just a weird fucking time, and I hate it so very much. And it's hard to it's hard to be a fan of video games lately, with all the cloudiness over it. But it's also even harder, like, working in the industry as well. Like, it's as a PR person, like, coming in every day and like, oh, more people are getting laid off, or so no one's covering our game because they're so busy covering this bullshit. Like, it's exhausting. It is exhausting.
I mean, K-Rock says it here. It sucks. Less options are awful for the consumer. Mitchell Novigrad writes, I think PlayStation is underestimating the blowback. I'm not that upset about losing physical, but I understand those who are. It's their lack of self-awareness and their clear disdain for the players right now. And I think that's where it's at for me. It's just you'll buy it, you'll consume it, you'll shut up.
And
like, that's kind of like their attitude.
To Sports 0017 in chat saying, sorry, I can't accept the fact that the digital era is here and I buy to own nothing. That's the whole other part of the conversation of, like, are you really owning your digital games, right?
Yeah.
Digital games can be delisted at the drop of a hat, and they continue to do that on multiple platforms. Yeah. And if you were to delete that game from your hard drive, there is no way in getting it back pretty much. That's why the PT on PS4, like, people would pay an exorbitant amount of money on eBay for a PS4 that still has PT on it, so they could just play and experience that demo. Like, it is a problem.
100%.
I don't think we are ready for the digital era, even though it's convenient, it's easy to access. Most people in the world are on that train, but I still don't believe people can sit here and act like this is okay when the uproar of, like, oh, this movie is no longer on Netflix and you got to switch streaming services because it's moving back and forth, or like it's just also very pricey, and I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit. It just sucks.
You're right to ramble.
It very much sucks.
Again, you missed out last week's episode. You have 100% the floor. The way I see it, Kyle, because what did you think I was going to do last week's episode?
Oh, you're going to
throw a parade?
Streamers, confetti. You're going to actually drink on the show, even though you don't drink. You're going to have a toast. Be like, hey, Kyle, I'm drinking Kyle's tears.
Oh, that would have been great. If I went full heel turn like that, that would have been phenomenal. No, I think it's, not to go off on last week's tangent, but it's Kyle, I'm not the ally you want in this fight. I think the urge and push for digital is done. I think it's over. The era is complete. Yeah. Hello. I think that time, Light came back, by the way. She was being a mom. She's now back to being co-host. I think that era is over. What I need is, if you're going to take away something, right? And I think I said this last week, but like, if you're going to take, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but if you're going to take away something from me, I need something in return. And the fact that you're not even giving me the option to return a game if I play it for an hour and don't like it, like the way Steam does, regardless of how Steam was forced to do that or not, the fact that they don't have that on that store, the fact that I can't even gift a game, and like the fact that, like, Kyle, we can't even buy physical things from their store because of a glitch.
Yeah.
What happens if one day there's a glitch and I can't buy things on the digital store?
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Am I just, SOL? So for me, it's the lack of like Mitchell says, disrespect, right? The fact that they are so adamant on, yes, I understand the amount of savings that they can have, right, by foregoing the rest of physical. And yes, some people will come over, and for the ones that don't, the ones that did are going to offset that by a large amount. I get the math of it. But the fact that you're saving all this money, improving your margins, this, that, and the other thing, and I don't see a return on that from being a long-term fan of the ecosystem is absolutely just disrespectful to me as a consumer. And I'm supposed to sit here and just go, all right, this is fine. It's like, no, like, again, PlayStation, I'm your whale. I have like 11 controllers in the background here, right? I'm the guy that spends countless amount of dollars on video games a month, let alone a year. I'm the whale. All right. Start respecting me just an ounce. And it feels just like Nishino is just a man that's all about doing whatever Hiroki Totoki, the COO, says, regardless of how the fans feel. The brand feels so stale and so sterilized, and they have absolutely burnt all of their goodwill on this moment. And so, as much as I've loved seeing the flogging that they've gotten over the next 5 days, they need to continue this because people are going to leave this platform. I, who covers this platform, may leave because of the utter disrespect that you're showing us. And so I think Mystic Ryan said it the best. PlayStation is forgetting about the culture. But all for the profit. And I think, yeah, profit and improving the margins is one thing, but forgetting the person who brought you to the dance is another. And I just think that the disdain that they have for the fandom right now and just treating us like pure just consumers and cattle at this point. And I understand that's part of it, the handshake agreement, but the fact that you think you could just, corral us onto one side and for nothing is incredible. I truly the PlayStation leadership is so absolute dog shit. The fact that Nishino could sit here and make these moves, apparently planned for 5 months without telling a single soul, and then just rip the cord out from everybody, or rip the rug out rather. The fact that Herman Hurst over here can go buy a studio 5 years later, close it down, chase this games as service thing while providing us a game or two a year, and expecting us just to be like, okay, yeah, no, now that we're here, I'm here. It's like, I don't have to be though. I'm not as attached to the library as you guys think I am. So I don't know, man. Start treating the customers and truly the people that, because I really think that they thought about the cost effectiveness rather than who are the types of people that are buying physical games. It's like the people that really care, the people that probably pour a lot of money into it. So I don't know. It's an asinine decision, though. Ghetto Barry writes, and hey guys, hope you're doing better than I am during this unnecessary season called summer. I've had a thought about the physical/digital debacle, and I need help with some decision making. Do you think it's the best to buy games digitally going forward, or to try to have more of a digital catalog or collection, or continue buying physical games for the time being? I've yet to pre-order Wolverine or Halo because I'm unsure which to get, physical or digital. Take care, guys. Love always. Thank you. Light, what do you think at this point? I mean, it's not just PlayStation moving away, right? We can expect the next Xbox to be digital only as well. You take a look at that Walmart selection, it keeps getting smaller and smaller for all the big three. So, what do you think? Should people start going over to the digital side? Do you think, hey, hang on to physical as long as you got? What's your
I
thought?
think if you were originally going to buy it physical, I think you should still buy it physical. Because the other thing is too, you still have your PS5. And like I've said before, at this point with games, unless your PS5 croaks, I don't think we are in need of a PS6. I don't think that we're going to see a huge, I could be wrong because I'm not a techie, but I don't think we're going to see a big enough jump in what this PS6 is going to provide compared to the PS5, where you're going to be like, oh my God, I need a PS6. So I think you'll probably be okay with your discs for a while yet still, even when they stop making it, unless your PS5 croaks, like I said. But I do wonder, that question when I was putting it in the doc did make me realize, like, how is that going to work though going forward? Because typically, like, we can play. Well, I guess could your PS4 discs go on your PS5? I can't remember now. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
typically you could put your PS5 games into your PS6 and still play them. But if we don't have that option anymore and your PS5 croaks, do you lose access to that? Or are they going to be giving us like keys for every physical disc we have? Like if we can somehow prove it, is it going to transfer to a digital version so that we still have it? Because if not, we are losing access to all that. And I'll let you guys answer that part. That's part one.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think I read somewhere that was in some sort of statement last week of like they were looking into
for Xbox.
There was an option of getting your physical games into digital form in the next generation, somehow. If
for Xbox,
I
thought it was under the PlayStation one.
No, just Xbox. Yeah.
I feel like that needs to be mandatory if that is what you're going to do, because at some point, like my last PS5 sounded like a jet engine. I had to get a new PS5. So at some point, your PS5 is not going to work properly. If you know how to fix it, that's awesome. But if you're like me and I don't know shit about any of that stuff, I'm not going to be able to fix it.
Yep.
But then, shit, what was my other point? It'll come back to me. Give me a second.
No, fair enough.
Sorry.
No, I think,
I'm glad you answered that part.
Like on that first part, it's like, yeah, there's too many unknowns. You just literally this is them. Hey guys, great run, great 30 fuzzy whatever run. I don't even care anymore. Hey, listen, remember the physical games? Getting rid of them. Also, buying digital games off PS3 and Vita. Yeah, that's gone next year. Okay, all right, bye. And we're supposed to be okay with that. The answer is like, okay, but what about PlayStation 6? What's happening there for my physical games right now? Will those collections carry over? No, nothing, no information on that. Like it, there's literally just like, will you sell a disc drive for the PS6? No, like what? Where's your head at, man? Because will I be able to detect, like, to get a Blu-ray drive to plug into the PS6 to play these games? No notes, no nothing. You weren't prepared. Like, how is Nishino, the CEO of PlayStation and also Platform, not telling us jack shit about the platform? How do these guys have jobs? Like, it seems like it's the most basic shit. And you don't have an answer for that? But like Herman Host is like, hey, man, hey, everybody, what's going on? We try to get Blue Point to make a games as a service game? How the fuck does he have a job? Like, I'm bewildered. I'm crashing out. Kyle Stevenson, please deploy an airbag. Because I'm losing it right now.
To answer Ghettoberry's question, I think this is also another case, and I've seen it. Saw it in chat before, of like, vote with your wallet. I would get physical if you want physical, and like show them that there's still a audience that wants it and thrives for it. I'm still going to be getting physical until that time comes, as much as I can.
I've canceled my PlayStation Plus. And it sucks because I do it through a year so that I get the biggest discount of it. Yeah. But like I canceled it. After I'm done with that, I got this fancy, where is it? The Wolverine controller behind me. Shout out Razer. Thank you. You guys are the real ones. I'm just gonna plug that into my PC, play my multiplayer games, PlayStation. You don't get my V-Buck money anymore. I'm so had it with you guys. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. We're just supposed to sit down, take it, and just consume. It's like Luke said in the chat. We're only cattle unless we change the behavior. And I truly believe that wholeheartedly, man. It's just, and I get it. Steam, digital, but they treat their people right. They give them great sales. They give them great deals, their ability to gift people games, like the ability to return with under 2 hours. Like, there's so much there. And what I'm fighting for is like, yes, I know the physical days are very much numbered. I understand the Capcom stat of like less than 10% of people bought their games, physically. I get it. But give me something as a consumer to make it not hurt so bad.
Well, and like I said last week, if this is the choice you're going to make, it's not just make it hurt less, but also provide me protections. Because right now, as the consumer, we have no protections. And I know some people are talking about this in chat too, that they are facing lawsuits in, I think, multiple countries right now. And I think partly that's due to monopoly, because for example, for their PlayStation exclusive IP, the only place you will be able to get that is on the PlayStation Store.
Yep.
That's a monopoly. And I mentioned this last week too, like, then they are just going to completely be able to set the price, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to wait for a sale. Oh, it's only 15% off. Oh, it's only 20% off. Whereas before, you could be like, oh, what is this price at Walmart? Oh, what is this price at Target? Oh, what is this price on the PlayStation Store? Oh, what is this price over here? And you could shop for it for different rates. Different stores had different sales. So you could do that sort of thing. Oh, Black Friday here, I'm going to get it there. You had options as a consumer that we don't have anymore. And just maybe this is naive of me, but it felt like we had more protections because it felt like I had more ways to own what I owned. We talked about that a lot with movies. And it also makes me wonder, after what Kyle was saying about how he uses it as a Blu-ray player, Sony is just like a media company. Is Sony going to start moving their movies to just be digital only eventually as well? Like, are they shifting everything? And if not, why just games? Because you can't tell me movies are selling better than games physically.
Well, that's the other thing. What, last week, 2 weeks ago, they were also removing movies that were bought on the PSN store, like from people. Like it's wild that we are in this place, and like also digital only prices are going to stay the same.
Right, we get nothing.
So like,
we get nothing. We'll be
how does that
about.
make sense? Like, I understood that the digital price was the same as the physical, even though I hated it.
Yeah.
There's no more physical. Are games going to go back down to what they usually are? No, of course not, because they want every penny, and we're going to be okay with it because it's what we love to do in our free time.
It's like, what else are you going to do? Well, I don't know. I got this PC in front of me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, truly, I don't know at this point. The amount of goodwill that you have burnt off of these amazing games. Like, I'm going to play Last Day, right? Going to play Wolverine. Excited for him. But, you know, the multiplayer experiences, maybe that's the way I can show them. You don't get that money from me anymore. You know, it just sucks. It just sucks. Because, Kyle, like I joked about last week, it's nothing. Xbox has not done anything, especially this week, to entice me to go over and play there.
Yeah. No.
Same with PC. But now more and more, I'm like, you know what, dude? I want to start getting into emulation. I want to start doing like playing old games, because right now this is not hitting. Like Dakota Moore writes in the chat. First off, first time listener of the live show, or first live audio. Whatever. What up, Dakota? How long until we are only getting Kindle book releases and audiobook releases only as well? It's like, dude, the digital age just sucks. Luckily, I think
that's been an issue with Kindle too, where you buy your books but you don't actually own them. That's been an issue with Kindle. So it's like, this is an issue that our governments or our something needs to address, because if this is the future that all these companies are going to, you need to protect your consumers. You just need to.
Yeah. I will just say, the only video game company that with executives that I truly believe in and agree with is Nintendo. They are the only ones at this point.
No, you don't want to know. Listen, I get it. We're not the Nintendo Nook. We'll never be the Nintendo Nook. But trust me, those guys know I would never emulate a Nintendo game. I would never do it. Chips writes in via the live chat, why isn't Xbox jumping at this opportunity like beetle on camel? Shit is beyond me.
They got their own issues. They're fucking doing war. Oh boy, they are not 6 feet under. They're like 20,000 feet under.
God. Yeah, no, they're about to waterboard 14 layers of middle management.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I mean, because they want to do it too. That's the thing. The industry waits for whatever literally Take-Two and PlayStation does. Again, I'm saying it from last week. It's like, the biggest game of the world said we're not doing discs anymore. Then the biggest console manufacturer said we're not doing discs anymore. And then their partners were like, okay. Right? Like, that's just how this industry operates, man. The movers and the shakers. It's I want to just say this. Just inaccurate in post in the chat here from Luke Lore, guest of last week's show, which too many nice messages about Luke. Not enough his hair's thinning and his eyes are red like the devil's. But he says Joe sells Nintendo ROMs. I do not. I don't even. What is he talking about?
Because you supply them to him, Luke. You're his supplier.
Exactly. Wait, no, I don't know what he's talking about.
Also, thank you, Luke, for filling in last week.
But yeah, it is just a disaster. It's a clown show over there, and we need to continue up the pressure. Every social media post. My brother is the average consumer. He'll buy a game digitally, but he mostly buys physical. I walked downstairs the other day, not expecting him to know. I was like, gonna say, hey, have you heard the news? And he goes, hey, Joe, have you heard this? And he's like, I'm like, Dan, I run a PlayStation channel. And he's just like, look at what's happening. And they like, he tells me everything of what through his perspective. And then this is how boomer my brother is. He goes, look at these Facebook posts. It's just save physical, save physical, save physical. Like the amount of people that are dragging them, continue to drag them, but don't just speak, act. Stop buying games right now. Cancel your PlayStation Plus. This analyst is right. Nothing is going to move unless it happens in mass and unless we keep voicing our disdain. If we just let this go by in the next week or two, if we're just going, next day to play going, oh, so excited. And nothing changes, and they're all right about us, So I don't know. Maybe those CEOs should resign. That's it. Last comment on this. Tokad May writes in. Sorry if I butchered your name. I probably did. Let me know. Shame me in the comments. That said, hey gang, super long time listener, first time typer. Not to continue the train on of hard news, but since it was rumored that Sony wanted to get revenge on Bungie and the way that the news have been trending, do you see them shutting the doors on Bungie Studios in the near term? Oh, also, Halo Campaign Evolve drops. Talk about a death blow. My word, Halo got me into gaming after all these years. We'll finally be able to play it on my current console of choice, inevitably coming widely available more than ever, right as Bungie is limping along. Am I the only one feeling this way? Afterthought, when it comes to the digital-only future, I had systems growing up that I enjoyed. However, I got into gaming more seriously when Game Pass came along. And that is where I found Halo 3, God bless. Making me go back and replay all of them sparked my obsession. I'm just realizing that if not for digital-only option of Game Pass, I may not have found the Master Chief. I do realize after that I had to buy the physical copies showing the importance of them. So that's why this is such a hot topic, I suppose. Love y'all. Stay safe and stay cool. Thank you, May.
Thanks for writing in.
Thank you. And then we talk about Bungie. What did I do? You're giggling. I was reading the note.
Nope, we're good.
No, you did great. Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't do great, probably.
No, you did.
No,
you did awesome.
Okay.
Unless you want us to criticize you.
What'd I do?
Yeah, do you have any kinks you want to talk about on the show?
Read the comments, Joe. Read the comments.
Okay.
Jonathan Kelly writes in, as often as Joe calls on people to shame him, makes one begin to think that being shamed may perhaps be one of his kinks.
When did I say that?
No, you're just like, no, Jonathan Kelly's saying you like to have people shame you publicly.
Because anytime you're like, I'm not sure if that's right, you say shame me in the comments.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So he's saying, do you like to be shamed?
Oh.
Listen, we don't judge here.
Over under. Yes.
Call me a piece of shit. Kyle, last but not least, the Bungie news, man. I mean, like, what do you think's the future of Bungie? I don't think it's revenge. I just think it's really poor management on Bungie and also extremely poor decision making by Herman Hurst and Jim Ryan, CEOs, that one of them got fired and one of them is still there, apparently. I don't know why, don't know what he's doing, planning his next execution, I suppose, Kasi.
I think the very simple answer with every single situation. I did. Every single issue that's going on right now. I I think
But
just
the
has to
answer
come
is
down
under.
with it's under, yeah. Oh, that was very good. That was very good. Bottom confirmed. I think all the issues in video games right now, PlayStation, Xbox, just other studios in general, has to come down to management, CEO level, C-suite execs being so out of touch and their mismanagement of everything. That's what it boils down to. So at the Bungie level, it's been mismanaged. At the PlayStation level, it's been mismanaged. Xbox has been mismanaged for years now. I think the last head of a studio, I think, is like the oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? I'm combining Jim Ryan and Sean Layden. Like Sean Layden and Reggie are like that era of management. I think was the best time, and we've been downhill ever since they left.
And we're yeah, it's so cooked. And it's really because like this industry loves to trend chase. That's all it's been about since its inception. And what happened was it used to be you're playing with small but money, small bets, so that even if the bets doesn't work or don't work, you still have multiple chances to succeed. And what's happening is the bets are becoming so much bigger and games are becoming so much bigger that if a bet fails, that studio's done. So I don't know the future of Bungie, to be completely honest. But am I to trust Herman Hurst of all people to steer this company in the right direction? No, right into the grave.
Well, and pseudo transitioning us into our next topic. Speaking of the way you were speaking of games like being bigger to make and taking longer to make, Bethesda, it just came out that we're looking at probably another at least a year, possibly probably two, before we get the next Elder Scrolls game. That was announced in many fucking years ago.
You know, I don't even know.
2 million years ago.
You know what? They did it at an E3. I don't even know what the last one was.
I don't even know.
I will tell you exactly what else was on that show. Starfield was also announced on the same E3 show. Andrew WK performed for a Rage 2 segment, and it was in that weird stage where they had the Bethesda woo girl on either side of them wooing
Was
after every
Barack
announcement.
president?
I don't probably. I think the first Doom, like the Doom was there. Not Eternal, like the first new Doom was there. That's how long it's been.
Nisa, you're probably right. They probably didn't start working on it until after Starfield. However, they announced it 8 years ago, so they deserve the flame. And I love Bethesda. Okay, I am a diehard Bethesda girly. It's justified regardless, even if they hadn't started working on it yet. But that brings us into decisions on Xbox.
Yay! All right, everybody, back out of the trophy room. It smells like shit in there. Let's go into the achievement hall. I bet everything.
It smells like vomit in here.
It smells like fire, actually. It's fire and vomit, and brimstone even. All right, here's a little too long didn't read of it all. Kyle, I'll read the first top, and then you can read the idle sloth quoted tweet. So here's the too long didn't read. Ready? Xbox has laid off 3,200 employees. Wait for it. 1,600 this week, and another 1,600 over the course of the year. My word. Offloading 4 studios: Compulsion Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, and Undead Labs, and exploring options with Arcane with Blade. We don't know what's going on Arcane. They could be sold off. God, I hope. They could be closed. They're looking at strategic options. So we don't know yet. But my word, I swear to fucking God. Compulsion and Double Fine are independent, while Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have found buyers, but we won't know until later this year. Now, Kyle, would you like to read this small excerpt from Idle Sloth, who quoted Asha?
Quote, "We've also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar Xbox invests." By the way, Xbox in full caps, because that's super important now. Our operating at margins are 3 to 10x lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. Now with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content that created meaningful value, but did not grow at the pace we expected. The core business weakened, adding more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history. We must reset Xbox.
And that reset comes by offloading all these studios and laying off again over 3,200 employees over the next year. All right, let's first take about the broader news, the broad strokes of it all. Kyle Stevenson, your immediate thoughts on just this portion, because there's more. Portion by portion, we're going.
How many times can I say this fucking sucks?
Let's
'cause
start a
I'll say it
counter.
again. It fucking sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The sheer amount of people out of jobs, and it's not just simple contractors either. It's people that have been with these studios for a very long time. It's wild to me. I'm happy that Compulsion and Double Fine are independent and they have the rights to all of their IP. That's
100%.
that is a silver lining in all of this.
And honestly and truthfully, I hate to give any executive credit, but giving them all their IP, where usually that's the tug of war that they want, they're saying you can have all the stuff you even made with us. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Silver
A
lining.
flower
I'll take
petal
it.
to give.
Absolutely. But I can't not read this news and think about us all sitting in the theater at the Xbox show in LA
Right.
and being super hyped for all these people's games and studios and the future of everything. To have...
I told Luke to rename the show back to Xbox Expansion Pass because I loved it that much. What did he know that I didn't?
It's very grim. It's very grim, and I can't take that quote from Asha seriously. And I say that, if you want to say it's biased, go for it. I can't take it seriously because why are we in such a hardware crisis? Oh, I don't know. Keep investing in AI. No.
I'll let you go off.
How?
No, actually, I'll say it. Here's my problem with that statement. Here's my problem.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
We're conflating Microsoft, parent company, with Xbox. Xbox, and again, listen, this is the achievement hall right now. The hue is green. Xbox has very much made it a point we're not putting Copilot in our Xbox.
Sure.
Asha has also stated that they're not putting AI into that machine, like Copilot into it. You even had Gears of War doubled down. Or sorry, Asha and Booty have said there's no mandates for anything AI at any of our studios. Then you even have Gears of War going off the record going, everything is handmade, no AI. So Xbox has been the most kind of not AI company, though I understand their parent company is a piece of shit garbage, and Satya Nadella should go fuck himself 8 ways from Sunday. That's not them, though.
Maybe I misspoke. I didn't mean AI in the game creation process.
Okay.
I just meant the reason why hardware components are so super expensive is because of the AI boom, and the price increase is because of that. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I didn't mean the studio's making it. I just saying when she says there's a real hardware problem, well, things are way too expensive to get a piece of hardware currently. Yeah. That's what I meant more than the studios using AI and stuff.
Light, what's your thoughts on all this?
Obviously,
you had to see your two dads fight like that.
The only thing I was going to say is listen, we are not our parents, okay? Just want to throw that out there. Shit, my brain today. I didn't take my sodium. Okay. I can tell.
No. You also are taking care of a kid. Also, remember, I want Ash's chosen. I'm getting a free Xbox. I do need to let that be known. I want Ash's chosen.
Okay, I remembered. It sucks anytime somebody loses a job, and I want to be very it sucks. I do feel like we are seeing the pendulum swing back though to an area it needs to be, and I hate being like the Debbie Downer like that, but the reality is Xbox got too big for its britches. It thought they made a bad bet. They thought that they were going to grow better than they did. I think a lot of that happened with a lot of companies with COVID, because we saw a lot of new gamers. We saw a lot of influx in numbers that are just not there now that society is back to air quotes normal. It sucks. It's horrible. It's awful. You don't want to see anybody losing their job, especially legacy people who've been there forever.
Yeah.
But I do think if they have any hope of healing, this was a necessary swing back of the pendulum.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to see is them making smarter decisions going forward. And it sounds like they are trying to do that with how they are going about this. So the layoffs, awful. The fact that they're getting rid of studios, awful. But it seems like they're trying to do it the best way they possibly can, giving them the IP, selling them off, letting them go independent versus just shuttering, which we have seen on both sides many times. And we're like, well, why wouldn't you just let them go independent? Why wouldn't you just let them be sold to somebody else? So that is the silver lining of it. I just hope they can make smarter decisions with more realistic decisions going forward, because I think every company saw the COVID boom, was like, fuck yeah, gaming, we're making so much money, we're doing so awesome. But that was the pendulum swinging way up here. And that's an economic theory, like for everything. We talk about the pendulum swing. It happens with politics, it happens with economics, whatever. And it just can't stay up here. That's the problem. You're going to see these balloons, but then they do have to just like come back down. What we can judge them on is how they progress from there.
Yeah.
Do they, once they have readjusted and they're actually starting to make a profit that they want to make and they're feeling the margins are better for them, do we start seeing them try to consolidate and buy up new companies again? Because if so, we need to be right back on them and shitting on them for that.
Yeah.
Or do they continue with this path? Hey, this is working for us. We're going to continue on this path. Because if that's the case, I want to give them a little grace because they have to fix their company or they're going to close. They're doing it the right way. But if they continue to make the same mistakes over and over again, that's going to be more negative. I just want to make it clear. I don't want anyone to lose their job. I feel horrible for everyone losing their job. I haven't been able to go on social media for days because every time I go on there and I see more people losing their job, I feel sick to my stomach about it.
Yeah.
But it is unfortunately necessary, or we are going to lose Xbox completely. And that is worse.
100%. That's why I'm wearing my Republican polo today. That said, the man who wrote We Are Charlie Kirk, Luke Lore, writes in, we need to separate the excitement from the awfulness of lost jobs. Xbox is building to survive, the bets that didn't pay off. And that's right. Like what we talked about last week is like Xbox made a line of bets that my dumb non-business brain thought, even at that time, like, yeah, it could work. They're charting their own path. They're doing their own thing, trying to change the game. Xbox very much been in the business of disrupting this industry, whether it's Xbox Live to, Games with Gold, whether it's, Summer of Arcade or cross-play and cross-progression, all that stuff. That's Xbox and Nintendo's work. To me, I look at the job loss and it's awful, right? It's terrible. I don't want to underplay the humanity of the situation where there's a lot of talented folks losing their jobs and have lost their jobs off of the bets of folks who should have known better, right? And yes, the COVID boom is a huge thing. We talked about it last week, Kyle. Is like we saw money being trickling into portions of the industry that we thought like there's no way there could be this many news media outlets around games. Why are we pouring $10 million into this project that doesn't make any sense? And we're seeing people get sheepish because all of a sudden there's an emergent industry that is growing faster than games, and people are like, I'm gonna throw my money there instead of here. And so, games are in this emergency period where, yeah, Xbox should not have bought Bethesda. Xbox should not have bought Activision Blizzard. But I'm not going to sit around here and pretend that we also didn't play fantasy football of like, ooh, who should PlayStation acquire next, right? Like, we're all guilty of it. I know very prominent people that are doing Xbox right fucking now, and all this, that were at the same exact time championing this move and going, yeah, listen, job loss is going to happen, but this is what they need to do. Well, the job losses came, and now suddenly we're very upset at Xbox. I'm sorry, but like we're also part of the symptom here of the sickness. So I think it's a huge mistake of how we've all covered this. I think this was a huge mistake for them to do and to pull off or to attempt. But now we're here. And this is a new management, and they're resetting a company wholly. I don't want to shout out anybody, but I got a DM from someone in a C-suite, and they're like, actually, the way that Asha was able to pull this off and no studio close is fucking remarkable. It should be talked about. It's like, that is actually the crazy thing. Now, that said, the job losses out of places like id, where they've lost well over 50% of that studio, my heart breaks, because Doom's one of my favorite series favorite shooter series of the last decade. Love that series, and it hurts for that team. It's same exact time, man. We're here, and it's the reality of the situation that, yeah, if we keep going down this trajectory, there is not going to be an Xbox. The fact that she's saying it right now, costs are about to double again next year. Where do you think that profit margin's going to go? In the red. Then we're in a serious problem. And that's why you're seeing folks like PlayStation trying to milk us dry by forcing us to go digital so that they can take the hits off of rising component costs from that digital-only customer. Same thing here, man. It sucks, but why weren't we focused? Why didn't we take Obsidian once we bought Bethesda going, hey, gang, listen, you made Fallout New Vegas a game better than what Todd made, many people think. Go make Fallout. Like, why didn't you just walk over to the Psychonauts team and just go, hey, Double Fine, love your work. I need you guys to make Banjo. Or Compulsion. Hey, we happy for you. Love it. A BioShock game in this day and age. Let's double down on that idea. Let's expand it. Why didn't we do that? And so this really speaks to the failures of not just the Phil era, but also the era beyond it or past it with the Don Matrick era. And so I truly think Asha is walking into a situation that is probably the worst state that Xbox has ever been, just simply ever. And I'm saying all this while knowing, for me personally, that we'll be back here in 4 years when this plan doesn't work either. Because at the same exact time, while, yeah, some of this is necessary, offloading some of these studios did make legitimate sense. The way that they've gone about it, it's kind of like with a butcher knife instead of a scalpel. Bethesda hit hard by the layoffs. They're seeing over 100 people over at id lose their jobs. 70% of that studio, 50 to 70%, or reportedly, right? Obsidian, right? The big pivot for them after laying off a quarter of its studio, canceled the sequel to Avowed, is now beginning to work on a new Fallout game, according to people familiar with the Plants Vs. Concentration Drive, I forgot to mention, with Jason Sawyer leading the project. Shinobi on Twitter writes, Xbox cuts Bethesda Game Studios Elder Scrolls Fallout as dozens of programmers, artists, designers, and QA have been laid off, many of whom worked on BGS for decades. And with Bethesda boss Joe Braff saying that the company must focus on, quote, their strongest franchises as Xbox layoffs hit. Quote, to best position Bethesda for the future growth, we are shifting from a planning model primarily centered on what's next for each independent studio to what focuses on our biggest and strongest franchises, determining the content roadmap that best serves our players at Bethesda as a whole. And yeah, I mean, if I'm Asha, I'm like, why did I not just pour all the focus onto Elder Scrolls and Fallout? Like, Todd, love you to death, bud, but like, I'm sorry, someone else needs Fallout, and their name's Sawyer over at Obsidian. Like, you have to be a little bit. I think Xbox's problems was too hands off, letting the creators create whatever the fuck they want with no guardrails. And there actually does need to be a balance. There actually does. Yeah, go for it. Like,
I want to point out, Todd in chat was saying that they're now going to be Xbox is going to be forcing studios to make games that they don't want to make and being critical of that. And yes, I can see why you would feel critically of that. However, I do think that right now that's necessary because under the Phil era, they let any studio do what they wanted to do. And that's great for artistic vision. But the reality is a lot of those games weren't selling what they needed to sell. And it sucks. You want artists to be able to create whatever they want to make and have it sell and do amazing. But that is unfortunately just not the reality that Xbox saw. There needs to be a happy medium. However, at this point, when you are on the verge of catastrophe, you have to bank on the things that you know are going to make you money. Fallout, you know, is going to make you money. Elder Scrolls 6, you know, is going to make you money. The only thing with that, though, is Elder Scrolls Online was profitable for them, so it's an odd decision there. But you have to you have to intervene a little bit and say, listen, I know this is your passion project, but we can't afford that right now. And I equate it to when, you know, when people start wanting to be a full-time creative, a full-time streamer, a full-time this, a full-time that, you have to have your day job, the thing you don't want to do, so that you can afford to do the thing you do want to do. And it sucks, but it's necessary. So that's not to say forever Xbox is going to have their thumb on the studio saying, no, you need to make this. No, you need to make this. But for now, if they want those studios to turn a profit so they can stay open, they are going to put some guardrails up and say, no, you need to make this thing so you can make a profit. And I know it sucks. I know that sounds like it sucks, but that is for now. And again, I think a couple years down the road, we can afford to be more critical or not, depending on if they release that control again and give them more room to breathe and more room to try new things. Because there needs to be that balance. We want to try a new thing. Okay, let's support you here. But also, is that new thing going to put you in the red or the black? Right. And right now, unfortunately for Xbox, they need to focus on making a profit again. And I also saw another thing with Game Pass. Sure. And I know I sound like a broken record, and I can't say who told me, but somebody that I wouldn't have lied about it.
I did. Don't worry. Know. You can say it's me.
That might not be the case anymore with Game Pass, but there was a point where Game Pass was the only thing making them a profit.
Sure.
There was. So to just blanket say Game Pass sucks and that's what's hurting Xbox, maybe now when they upped the price and then didn't up the value, but there was a point where I know for a fact Xbox was making them a profit and they were banking on the Game Pass profit in order to survive.
Yeah. And that was their main goal. Remember, as of right now, they should have been at 77 million subscribers and they're at 30. They just got back up to 30 because people left. And to echo that point there, like Todd, they let them make the games they wanted. Nobody showed up for. I'm not sounding like I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like nobody played Kiln. Todd, did you play Kiln? Did you play the game that because I played it and code provided, but I love that game. Love that little game. I want the little apron so bad. I have it literally a Kiln sticker on my MacBook. I love Kiln. Me and 500 other people did, right? South of Midnight. Beautiful game, beautiful story. Kyle, you platinumed it. You loved it. Butts didn't get in seats. People didn't buy games. They didn't play it on Game Pass. That's where we're at. Yes, video games are art and they're subjective and all that beautiful stuff. I get it. But let's fucking stop romanticizing it for just a brief second by also saying they also need to make a profit. That's the hard reality. We don't get a Concrete Genie 2 as much as I love it because Concrete Genie didn't do well, right? There's the ebbs and flows of this thing. And so, yeah, the sad thing is that this is a business that has to make money. At the same exact time, I would bet you $68 billion that there are way more people excited for the next Fallout game than whatever next Obsidian thing that they're gonna make. Right. And again, I played Grounded 2. I'm so excited for Grounded 2 in August. So excited. But I'm gonna tell you, when that show hits and you get a New Vegas 2 at season 6 or whatever, people are lining up, man. You know, that's the thing. Now, that said, will they be lining up to buy a $1,500 Xbox? No. Because we'll be using bottle caps of currency at that point. But I don't know, Kyle. I know I was your Republican dad there for a second, telling you to, stop listening to that loud music in the attic, trying to go to sleep, goddammit, provide food for this family.
I think this topic in general is what is making me so sad and bummed out. Because what you're both saying and what other people have said is 100% true. They need to make games to make money. It's the only thing that is sustainable. But the reason why I'm sad about it is because at what point do the gaming community, the players, need to hold the mirror up and be like, well, why didn't I buy this game? At what point is the onus not on the players to try these new experiences from these teams that they love previous games of, right? Why aren't we turning the mirror and being like, hey, well, why didn't you play it? You love this team. You love what Obsidian did with the New Vegas. Why didn't you show up for an Avowed? That's the part that makes me sad about it, right? I want teams to be creative. I'm so sick and tired of seeing people online because they're out there of being like, well, I'm glad Double Fine's no longer Xbox because they're not Xbox. Well, fuck off. That's not, no, go away. That's the wrong take. That's the wrong take. Like, I want teams to continue to be creative and make what they want to make, but I also totally understand that games need to make money. But also, I just wish somebody would answer me, why didn't you show up for these games then if you love that studio so much?
Yeah, it's
a catch-22. There's no one perfect answer.
Well, and then you always get people being like, "Oh, we get the same sequels of movies, we get the same but then they don't turn out for those games." So but then on the other hand, it's hard because money is really tight right now.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Take the risk on Avowed didn't review very great. Some people really liked it, some people didn't, but I don't have the money to buy this and that. I want to go with the thing I know I'm gonna like. And I think that's kind of the other issue is a lot of those passion projects, not all of them, but a decent amount of them, when it came to like review scores, reviewed good, but not amazing. And I feel like if you're gonna try something, I don't want to sound negative because I completely agree with you. I want there to be artistic and creative freedom. But if you're gonna try something that's a little bit more artsy and outside your wheelhouse, you kind of need it to have amazing scores for me, at least. You know what I mean?
How can you take a bet when everything we're gas is going to go back up to $4 in T-minus an afternoon, right? Like groceries are more expensive. The fact is just there's not enough money. And then to just go, okay, $70 for a video game. And now it's going to be 80, right? And so it's just like, it's not on the consumers. To me, it's not on the consumer, the onus of the consumer to give a shit. You have to make them give a shit. And I don't know what the magic,
no, I get it. I'm not saying I have one either. I just wish people were excited for the studios.
That's why Game Pass was so beautiful for such a long time before they increased the prices again. Because I'm wearing a shirt right now. I would have never played this game in a million years. I wouldn't have. I would not have purchased. Sorry, audio listeners. I'm wearing a Spiritfarer shirt. I would not have purchased Spiritfarer, but I saw it on Game Pass and I was like, that kind of looks cute. And then I heard, I think it was kind of funny. Talking about it. And then I saw a review and I was like, maybe I should check that out. And I was like, I don't know. And then there was one day I was scrolling through Game Pass because I was trying to find something to play and I saw that and I was like, wait, people really like that. I'm going to download that. But I would have never purchased it. And I fucking adore this game. I played it through 3 times. But I wouldn't have purchased it. Like the what was the was it Lightkeeper where you're the lighthouse, for example?
Oh,
Keeper from Double Fine, yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that looks really cute. I never would buy it. And I know that sucks for me. But I don't like to buy games that are outside my wheelhouse. I just don't. And if it scored really well, I probably would have downloaded it on Game Pass and be like, I'm going to try. But it scored okay. Not enough for me to be like, okay, I get an hour a night. I'm going to try this game, which sucks. I totally get that. But that's just the reality, unfortunately.
I agree. And that's why I'm just mad at the whole situation. Because I really hate that people put so much power behind a single numbered review score.
But that's it.
But that's what I wish they didn't. There are great games that score a 7.
Right.
But they see a 7 and they're like, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't even look at the number, but I look at what they're saying. And if they're talking about, and then I'm just like, but still. That's not necessarily fair.
Absolutely.
But when it comes down to, I have $70 this month to buy one game. Am I going to buy this or am I going to buy that?
Yeah. No, I totally get. Like I said, there's not a simple answer to this whole thing. It just
Todd, you get one more opportunity to rev us up. Microsoft isn't known for creativity. Do you expect them to care if Xbox games are great or just to make money? Todd, Xbox has been around for over 25 years. They got to be pretty creative to get them there that far. Listen, are the wheels coming off and the exhaust dropped 3 miles back? Yeah. But the jalopy's still running,
Well, and I don't think it's fair to be critical of them with creativity, because they've had a lot of very creative games come out and win lots of awards. And look at South of Midnight, look at Keeper, I mean, not that Keeper won awards, but look at all these creative games that they have come out, and they let them have the space to do that. The problem is that consumers aren't buying those games. And at the end of the day, if they were buying those games, Xbox would say, make whatever the fuck you want, have creative freedom, but they're not.
Right.
And it sucks, but they're not. And that's not fair to pin that blame on Xbox. It's not fair to say, oh, we don't let them be creative, because that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not going to be true
the
for the next coming up years.
That I do have to bonk you on the head for, Todd. You know, here on the trophy room, listen, I just talked about how Herman Hulst kills everything that I love and, hold dear. But like everything ebbs and flows. Right now, 2020, 2021, 2022, we were in the golden years. Everybody's buying up everybody. Everybody was experimenting. PlayStation was about to marry Square Enix. Like, it was about to get weird, right? And then now we're in the bad times where everybody's gone back to work and everybody suddenly doesn't have enough money. Inflation's through the roof again. Are they going to close the strait? Are they going to open it? Who knows? The Sea of Japan, whatever he said this afternoon, that made me want to just. We have to solve who wrecked the reflecting pool. You understand? Before we can even think about Xbox, who took the scissors to it?
Before we move too far ahead, I do really love Captain Logan's thing in chat, because I think this is a good compromise. Again, this goes to the people who are greenlighting the projects to begin with and the management. But like, what if they just budgeted their next game around the idea that they survive if it didn't pop off? It didn't do great. Like, I think that is a good answer, but the fact that most studios and most execs don't want that. They want the next viral game that everyone buys and stuff, which I hate that kind of... I don't like that mentality, but that's the world we live in. That's just a me thing. I get it. I'm the odd one out here. I get it.
Dakota, you're so right, man. This stems from consoles leaving mascots behind. Just saying, the good old days when you get Crash outside of the Nintendo HQ with a megaphone just starting swearing at him. I love it,
What? Why
the
can't
days,
I
remember the Super Smash Brothers commercial?
Oh, yeah.
They're all like palling around together. Like, I'll show you this. This is the best thing. They're all palling around. They're in the forest, and all of a sudden they just start wailing on each other. Golden era.
Why am I blanking on the PlayStation guy that would pop up in every commercial? Well, he was essentially the mascot for a PlayStation for years. He was in a suit and tie. Kevin Butler. Forget Kevin Butler. Let him fix everything.
Honest to God, I'll take Kevin over Nishino any day of the week. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is it. We're in the bad times. It's I hope everything goes well. I don't.
Thank you, Luke. I was trying to think of the PSP character Marcus. Thank you.
I read that as Marcus.
No.
He's a cat.
Marcus was also awesome.
All right, so I hope we as PlayStation creators covered that with grace. Any final thoughts on this before we talk about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Recent? Because I really want to talk
my one final thing, and it's unrelated to gaming. It's just related to economics. My daughter is 4. She's in preschool. She goes to kindergarten in September. I am so fucking excited, because when I tell you I pay $500 a week for pre-K, a week. And why aren't we buying games? Because I have one kid in childcare. It's ridiculous. You want us to start spending money outside at restaurants again and go shopping again and buy? Let's maybe lower the cost of daycare. You want me to have another kid? I think the fuck not. I think the fuck not. I can't afford to have another kid. I can't afford to buy my games. I can't afford to buy the new console. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Honestly, every time you guys talk about your kids, I lose interest in ever wanting a kid.
Really quickly.
Like the worst. Yeah.
Before we get happy and talk about games, because we love games.
No happiness allowed.
I'm sorry. I do. This is a thing that I did want to mention, because I do echo this as well, and I saw this sentiment online. But Gentle Stone in chat goes, so they laid off 1,600 of the 3,200, and the other 1,600 are wondering will it be next. What a horrible fucking work environment
100%.
Because that number is not a tiny amount.
Nope.
That is another huge amount, and the fact that we're seeing the I can't think of a better word, but the devastation of 1,600 now. Like, there's another the same number, that's still going to happen. I can't imagine, because I'll be real, I've worked in that workplace where layoffs have been looming, and you show up every day, and you're like, is it going to be me? And that is a horrible fucking feeling. And for 1,600 other people at Xbox coming in every day that are lucky enough to still be there and have a job, worrying that, well, is today the day? That fucking sucks. Yeah. And my heart goes out to them just as much as the people that did lose their job, because I can't imagine the stress and the weight of wondering what your future holds. It's what a fucking shitty situation.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when a Call of Duty has a bad year. You know? That it's a wild era. It's why, like, maybe to end cap it on this, it's like games, man. Games are great. And we're gonna talk about one that we've been enjoying quite a bit. But truly focus the horse that I've been beating dead is focus on the individual studios that are making really great games, right? Focus on like the Blood of the Dawnwalker team, right? Like focus on Control Resonant. Like these are the studios that are shaping things up, you know? There needs to be a drastic rethink about how we make and create AAA games. And someone I think is on the verge of figuring it out. That said, I doubt it's Asha or Nishino. Hey, PlayStation, this is the last bit of news here. Will present at Tokyo Game Show.
I just threw that in real quick.
I actually do have an inside scoop. I know who's going to be there. 100%.
Okay.
Listen, I know some things. The manufacturer, this comes from Sammy Barker. The manufacturer has given conventions a miss over the past several years, but returned in 2024. It showed several titles last year, including Marvel Token Fighting Souls, which will finally launch next month. There's no word on what the booth will feature this year, but it'll likely include a mixture of first party and third party. Expect Marvel Wolverine to be there. Release dates before the event. That said, again, my insider scoop is that Herman Hulst is going to be there. Herman Hurst himself, actually.
Herman Hurst?
Yep.
The bringer of death?
Funny you say that. He's going to execute a random developer on stage. Who's going to be the lucky sacrifice? Only Herman knows. Guys, I want to talk about Assassin's Creed.
May die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Well, that's an awkward conference call. Oh my goodness. All right.
Black Flag.
Black Flag. Like, have you been playing Black Flag? Is there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I've been talking too much. You tell me about Black Flag because I want to know all the things. Kyle, ask us questions as we dive deep into Black Flag.
Just to be fair, I played an hour before we hopped on.
Nice. Okay.
So I got a little bit of time.
Okay, cool. Chat. If you have questions, ask us right in.
Yeah.
Basically, if you played Black Flag and you enjoyed it, you need to play Resynced. If you didn't play Black Flag because you missed it and you tried to hop into it, but it was just a little too old and janky, you need to play Resynced. If you have liked an Assassin's Creed game in the past, but you didn't necessarily love the locations or something like that recently, so you haven't bought into it, you need to play Resynced. So basically, you need to play Resynced.
Yes.
If you have any interest in Assassin's Creed, that is, you need to play Resynced.
Here's the thing. Let's not talk
about pirates. Just pirates in general.
This isn't a review of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync. This is is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced one of the best remakes we've ever played? Because my word, like I don't know what setting you were playing this on. I was playing it on a PlayStation 5 Pro, mostly on balanced settings, but this might be one of the most beautiful looking remakes since like Demon Souls, or like, I think it joins the ranks of it, like Demon Souls, Dead Space and RE4.
Question: Your traditional remake or reimagining?
Complete remake. So the one thing that I want to give shout out to the Resync team is not only does this game look beautiful, it's not just a simple visual refresh, but they very much took the philosophy of, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but modernize it. Akin to something out of like the Dead Space remake or the Resident Evil 4 remake, where it feels as though you're playing the game that you played 10 plus years ago, but it's so improved and modernized in its control scheme. When I was talking about to Logan about it while we were doing our review, he's like, "Remember when you had to hold R2 to run in this game?" I'm like, "Oh, why was
Which I
it
keep
there?"
doing.
Exactly.
Same. I instinctively held it down when I first started. It's like, oh, don't gotta do that anymore.
Right. Like instead, the combat is like more modernized, like action adventure, where it's like L1's your parry, circle's your dodge, R1's your attack, and then hold R1 to do your heavy attacks. And then you have the weapon wheel that you can use by holding R2 and
But
L2.
you
But
also
yeah,
have special abilities as well. So you have a new kick ability that you can do where you kick them like outward away from you to give you some space or kick them into a wall. There's a leg sweep. There are two others that I haven't unlocked yet, so I don't know what they're going to be. But so they that was one thing that they did modernize a ton was the combat. The combat now you have to be much more intentional. It feels more so. This isn't a one-to-one comparison. So when you play it and you're like, that's not accurate. It's not a one-to-one comparison, but much more akin to like an Arkham, where you can't just be spamming the attacks. You have to be intentional with I'm attacking, I'm dodging, I'm parrying, I'm kicking. So you can't just be spamming whammy or you're
yep,
gonna get your shit wrecked. Um, and it's cool because depending on the situation and the environment, your combat will change. So there's different takedowns depending on did you kick them up against a wall? Did you kick them into a box that broke? Did you kick them into another person? And it will slightly change the outcome of that move based off of the environment. So it feels much more
awesome.
intentional and like just more fun because it's
Yeah,
not just I'm just swinging my sword and hoping for the best. It's okay, no, I'm actually going to dodge. Okay, I'm going to grab him. Okay, I'm going to throw him. Okay, I'm going to kick him. Okay, I'm going to sweep his leg. And your enemies learn. So if you just keep trying to do the same thing because it worked with this guy and you immediately try to go do the same thing for the next guy, he's going to learn. So if you've been sweeping legs, that guy's watching and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to jump your leg sweep." Or if you're
mhm,
trying to kick, that guy's going to dodge your kick because he's been watching you. So you can't just spam the same moves because you knew they worked, which is what
yep.
I did my first Black Plague. I had a specific set of moves that I knew worked every time, so I just did that. That's not the case anymore.
That's awesome. And yeah, like the one thing that I love to do is like go on to a watchtower and then just like Spartan kick them off. Like then even like yeah, the wall takedowns as well. The one thing that I really love that I think was improved is like the fighting on the boats, where now it's like yeah, it's about dodging, parrying, and not just spamming. What was it back in the day, like the Y button or whatever? It's like no, I actually have to be very methodical of what I'm doing, and just when you get that perfect parry, the sound and the
Oh,
nice little
so
slow mo
nice.
feels good. Same with the dodge. But I really want to give a huge shout out to this game's open world, where while I was playing it, again, I got to play this for a week and a half and I couldn't do the review because I just finished it at midnight. When I was playing this game, I could not stop, but like it had the ooh, ooh, this is candy. Ooh, what like little piece of candy. Ooh, like there's always something to do in the open world where, yeah, half the time I'm just blowing up brigs and taking over sloops and finding a man of war that I'm gonna like, try my best at to fight. And yeah, am I gonna add them to my crew, or am I gonna sink their ship, get all the goodies, or add them to my little like charter of fleet where I could harass Havana? You could do that for sure. Or you could go and say, hey, I'm gonna be a scuba diver. I'm gonna swim underneath the sea. I'm gonna find a hidden chest. I'm gonna find hidden schematics, or I'm gonna go hunt a killer whale and I'm gonna harpoon him. Or I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna skin little chimpanzees, which I wish you didn't have to, but I need a gun. I need a pelt for my gun rack. And upgrade Kenway by yeah, hunting like the local wildlife and like stalking them and getting into fights and all that. There's just so much to do where there's also little mini games that they put into the to the game in the modern era, where they're like timed modes where it's like, hey, there's an anomaly, there's a fleet that will do something weird and glitchy, go over there, fight them. Or new side missions that they added into the game that introduce a new cast of characters There's some in particular that I really, really love their story. So it's like it adds to the story. If you want it, it's there. If you want a more classical like thing, you don't have to go and talk to them ever. It's not going to affect the mainline story. Um, and then there's also side missions because they took the main um part of the story, they've changed it a bit. There's no modern day you know, Abstergo entertainment VR goggles for 40-minute segments. Now it's these little dark Abstergo segments that you find along the world, and it actually fleshes out what's going on with Edward after the game. Where does he go? What's happening with him now or in between these moments? And also what's happening in the broader story of Assassin's Creed right now. So it adds it perfectly to the Odyssey, Shadows, and Valhalla timeline really, really well. Um, that said, like I know you were always a fan of the story. Did you like the way that they, I guess, modernized it where they took off the Abstergo stuff? Or do you feel like because they did add a level or two, because the other thing that they changed is there's not as many trailing missions. So you there's no automatic fail safes half the time now. Congratulations, yay. And they added in different levels as well, where needed. Did you like the changes?
I'm not as far as you because I just haven't had as much time to play, but based off of what I played so far and what I was able to play at the preview event, because just a reminder, I was invited out to San Francisco to play it a couple months ago. I will say I like that they didn't change the original story at all. And I really liked that. They just, like you said, they brought it into the modern era. So less tailing missions. So you don't have a tailing mission one after the other after the other. I don't mind that we are not getting pulled out of the Animus and going into Abstergo. I know I did say that, like, of the games, Black Flag was my favorite to do that because they had the hacking mini games and all that stuff, and I did find enjoyment out of there. But I also don't mind because I don't know, it didn't necessarily add anything to the story for me because I don't play Assassin's Creed for the modern day stuff. I know a lot of people really like that, and I'm just not one of those people. I like being thrown in the history. So it doesn't bother me. I guess I could see some people being bothered by it because technically that's changing the game.
Sure.
But when it comes to Edward's story and Edward's missions, the main stuff is exactly the same. They might just switch some of the order or change like a little bit how the actual mission plays out, but the story is exactly the same. So I appreciate that that's how they did it. They didn't cut any missions. They didn't do anything like that. They fleshed out the story through side content that you don't have to do. They fleshed out the story by adding new side characters that you don't need to do anything with if you don't want to. So if you want where some of the story in the original might have been like a little confusing because you just jumped really far ahead, or you're like, wait, why are we not necessarily getting along with that character now? Because what happened in the meantime between these two sequences, you can flesh that out if you want to. But if you are a traditionalist and you don't want that because that wasn't in the original, you don't have to do that either. So I really appreciate that that's how they went about it. But I like that they also added, and this is why I kept getting distracted in Havana, you can like listen to people talking about things. So it's not necessarily like an eavesdrop. It's just like you just kind of stop and listen to their conversation. So you are eavesdropping, but it's not like a mechanic is what I'm trying to say. And I heard these two guys being like, oh, I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch that treasure. It's cursed. Everybody who's tried to do that treasure, they die. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I'm running around and I see a treasure chest with like 3 skeletons by it. And I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if this is the treasure they were talking about. Or it will
Awesome
like
world
all of a
building.
sudden unlock like a little he'll be like, oh, I should go here and see if there's a treasure map or something if you listen to certain conversations. So it like pays to slow down and pay attention to the environment. There's people just playing music that does nothing for you, but it's like your own little concert. You can stop. The music's actually really good. If you're someone who's like, can I pet that dog? Yes, you can. And that turtle and that bird and that chicken. Well, the bird being a parrot and that chicken and that whatever the hell. If there's an animal there, you can probably feed it. So they added like nice little side things in too, just to make the world feel more lush and lived in and make you want to just spend time in it, so you don't feel the need to just go sequence to sequence to sequence.
Yeah. And as someone who wasn't a fan of the original story and then coming into this game expecting, what I was expecting, again, it is the same story. It's just I feel as though there's less padding because there's not the modern day stuff holding it down. So there is a more consistent, like, I guess, better paced story. So I was able to dig it far more than I originally thought. And definitely towards the end, they changed a few combat sequences that I really didn't like in the last game that made it feel a whole lot better here. So I think it's paced far better because they did some editing to the modern day portions. And I just find now Edward to be far more charismatic than I thought so originally. Maybe that's just because I grew up and I don't know. I enjoy character arcs more. But yeah, I mean, there is just some side characters that you meet along the way, like think like your new quartermaster, who she is fine as hell. Shit. I forget your name last.
That dog.
Can I pet that dog? Shit. Nah, she'd probably blow my head off. Respectfully. But like, yeah, it's just it's so darn well done. Everything from top to bottom. The game looks beautifully. The one thing that I also want to commend this team, it runs beautifully as well. I'm talking not a frame rate drop, not a texture popping problem. The game is stunning. They have a whole new weather system where it starts slowly getting stormy, and then all of a sudden you have these huge like hurricanes chasing your boat. It's wild. And just seeing how like the storms are like when they're cooking up. There's a screenshot I'm gonna share tomorrow on socials of just me just walking a small little island and just seeing the world around you, and the sound design is just immaculate. It just makes everything so it makes everything so great. The game's so great. And the boat combat as well, just phenomenal. Yeah, like
I had seen people originally when they were first releasing screenshots and stuff and like small little snippets, like right before the preview events. People were being like, "Oh, they got rid of the coloring. They lost the art style," and that's just so not true. Because listen, Black Flag was great. I played it for the first time a year ago ish, most. Like it hasn't been long since I played it.
Yeah,
it was great. The lighting and the coloring didn't necessarily age well. Everyone's skin was like kind of weird colored, and their teeth were very shiny. And it always had like that hue over it, which is fine if that was like the intentional choice, but I don't necessarily know if it was. I feel like it was just like a weird like lighting thing. And then the storms were cool, but it would be daylight and then like we're in Florida in mid-July, which you're in the Caribbean, so fair. But I feel like they kept the mood and the tone, but they got rid of the weird skin coloring, and they got rid of the weird like beacon teeth. And the transitions with the weather make a little bit more sense, and not everything has like that sepia tone over it.
Yeah. And the new water physics as well. I had only one weird instance where a boat went underwater, went whoop, and then came back up. That's literally the only weird thing that happened in my journey. It was so well done, especially for a game that did not have a day one patch. Like, it was nuts. The ship combat is superb. I bet they modernized it here or there. I don't know, right? But it feels like I was playing it back when I was playing it in 2013, 2014. It feels so good. And having the alt fires to everything as well, where you can shoot flaming cannons at them or regular cannons that arc farther, chain shots, the battering ram as well. Like, everything is just, man, it's fun as all hell. It really, as I was playing, I was like, right, I low key think Black Flag has one of the best open worlds in all of video games, because it's one of those things where you could pop in a podcast and just sail the seven seas and just enjoy the ship combat, or fight a legendary vessel that I'll be on, fighting for like, 40 minutes. Like, it's a From Software boss, which they also have like From Software, like like boss transitions for these guys, and it's literally just boats going fast in the ocean. It's like, look at how big this Man of War is. It's awesome. Yeah, no, Black Flag Resync is one of the greatest remakes that I've played. It does sit alongside that of Dead Space, that of Resident Evil 4 and Demon Souls. I absolutely adore this game. You should go out there, play it as well. The only negative thing that I have towards it is that all the AI are kind of dumb idiots. They're kind of nearsighted, they're kind of deaf from afar, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going in and having a blast. I'm just like, hey, come here, little guy. I'm gonna go parry you and then stab you 3 times in the face. It's just so much fun. Go out there. Strongly recommend it. Of course, Ubisoft provided us a code, so please take that in mind. But yeah, I'm gonna be sharing more screenshots of this bad boy because it is a night and day difference.
Also, for the record, because this was an issue of Shadows, I am getting a t-shirt sent to me from them. I have not gotten it yet. Okay.
All right.
I also purchased the collector's edition of my own money, non-discounted. Okay. So when I start making posts, this review is prior to any t-shirt gifting. And my collector's edition was purchased with my own money. And I forgot I bought it. And then I got an email from Target saying your package is on the way. And I said, what? And I remembered.
All right. Fair enough. So that has been our thoughts on Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That said, guys, are you holding on to something, anything at all?
Got my little fidget that I've been playing with.
I got this poorly timed Xbox, bottle that they gave me at Summer Game Fest because I'm one of Ash's chosen. Yep.
My daughter made this for me, and she said, "Look, Mama, it's Alicia."
Aww.
I'm sorry.
I see it.
It didn't used to have this other eye. She added that like yesterday because she found it on the floor. So it used to be that.
It makes the whole thing.
Yeah.
She's too cute, dude. She's too cute. Kyle, what's coming out this week, next week, all the weeks? Let's look forward to video games and not what some execs do.
The week, July 13th, we've got The Alters Less Variable. We get some new stuff for the Alters game, which is fun. Forensics Crime Scene Detective is also on the 13th. On the 14th, we've got a game called Hell Clock and Detopia. On July 15th, I'm super excited for this one. Dench Attack, the Tony Hawk train game. I can't wait for that one. The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu, and Tito comes out on July 15th. And then July 16th is another big day for releases. I can't believe it's next week. But there's a new Moss game next week. Moss, the Forgotten Relic, is on July 16th. The Mermaid's Tongue, which is, I believe, the next game from the Crow Country devs, I think.
Oh, pause.
Star Wars comes to Power Wash Simulator 2.
Hell yes.
70s style robot anime Jeppy-X. Cool.
All
Farlands, K-pop idol stories, Pro Spirit Baseball, which looks pretty good. Looking for Fail, and Wreck Runners are your releases for next week.
All right. There you go. There you have it. Now, sadly, it's the last segment, but it's also our favorite segment of the show. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
That's right, cowboy. Hey, I have a suggestion from it's Arthur Morgan.
He's got some issue with you, and he wants to say yeehaw.
Your story shouldn't have been so typical, I'm afraid. We do have a request from a viewer saying, because these executives are so bad at their jobs now, Kyle, should we go back to breaking into their house and stealing their mail?
Oh God, no.
All right, fair enough. All right.
I will not condone that. I was uncomfortable with that,
please.
From when you did it at the beginning.
It was so much worse than just a little felony.
It was terrible. Telling children that you didn't even know how stupid they are. It was bad, Light. It was
Well,
not
listen,
good.
Herman Holst's kids might not be.
Oh no! Hey,
that was
Stefano
good.
writes in. Hey guys, all the recent bad news from PlayStation, Xbox has really had me second guessing how much time I want to spend on my PlayStation. Every time I turn the thing on these days, it just feels more and more like a corporate product that just wants to suck as much money out of me as possible, rather than a hub to interact with and play my favorite games. In fact, I've gotten so fed up with the way things are going that I am in the process of building my own Steam machine so I can play my Steam library in my living room. It should be complete later tonight, actually. My point being, I just don't know how much I want to support Sony anymore, and I am second guessing how much I quote-unquote need to play games like Wolverine and God of War Lawfare. In fact, GTA 6 may be the one game I purchase on the platform this year, solely due to it not being available on Steam. Just a couple years ago, I never would have considered moving to PC, but alas, we are living in crazy times. My question for you all, if you didn't have this podcast surrounding PlayStation, would you see yourself ever jumping ship to PC or something like a Steam machine? If not the death of physical games, what would be the straw that breaks the camel's back for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I miss interacting in the live chat, but I'll be listening later. Hope you guys have a great week.
Love you, Stefano. You're always in the live chat in our hearts. I mean, Kyle Stevenson, do you see them? This should have been a question I asked an hour ago. Do you see them backtracking?
Oh, God, no.
No.
God, no. Absolutely not. Why would they?
Yeah.
If this is some weird, crazy way for them to try to spin good PR out of this, and all along they were never going to get rid of physical games, I'll give everyone everything that I own in my house because that's not happening.
So, all right. So then, Light, do you think that they will promise something in returns? Going like, hey, listen, listen, guys, we already sold the factory. Okay. They're making lenses for whatever, but we'll let you return games under an hour, or we'll let you gift games. Will that help sway you to go, all right, I'll stay?
Joe, they're not giving us anything that they are not legally required to give us.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That call me cynic, but it's not happening. That being said, I used to be a PC player before I had a console. So like, was I a child? My dad did everything for me, so I didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, but like, I just want a game. At the end of the day, I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, I have a Switch. I don't use it very much. I have a Steam Deck. I have a PC that I could game on. I just never have enough storage to actually have a game on my PC. So like if things get too difficult on console, I could see myself switching. But the problem is I am a sheep because I do want to play God of War. I do want to play the next Horizon. I do want to play the next Spider-Man. I do want to play Wolverine. I do want to play these exclusives. So will I buy a PS6 right on drop? Not unless I have to. But I'm also not going to be like completely jumping ship off the bow of the Titanic. You know what I mean?
And again, this comment right here. I hate Sony so much. I'm going all digital to that. I'm going to go build my own digital platform. Again, the platform's open, right? Like that's my problem. I numbers. You mistake me. I buy most of my games digital. The fact is that they're taking away an option for me, an option that I use on occasion, and giving me jack shit nor dick. Actually, diddly squat, right? Whereas if I were to build that digital only box and buy games on Steam, well, if I didn't like a sale on Steam, I could go to GOG and get one of those things cheaper. I have the option of jumping around to other browsers, to other platforms, and buying things there, right? And Nubbas, if you were very smart, you would be buying some of those PlayStation codes from some of those unrecoverable sites for half the price.
Attorney speaking here, that is not advice. That is not advice.
I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I mean, listen, we run a PlayStation show and we're second guessing. How does an average consumer think? And truly, I want to know what you guys think. Are we overblown? Am I turning red for no reason? Let us know. I want to know how this actually impacts you. If it does, what your thoughts are on it. Truth. There's no wrong answers. It's your opinion. All right.
There are wrong answers.
Okay.
I'm with Light. I'm a console player through and through. I don't like gaming on my PC. I'm also I'm too tied to the trophy system. Let's be real. I mean, I platinum Hades 2 over the weekend. Like, I can't not
Ooh.
play games on PlayStation. But the thing that would ever make me want to move off of that and go PC is if PlayStation Studio games no longer exist. That is the thing tying it. That's like, I want to play Naughty Dog games. I want to play Insomniac games because I love those studios. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, shout out to Razer. They gave me this controller by accident. Shout out to you guys. This is a very nice controller that I could just plug into my PC and just play. My TV's this far, get a nice little HDMI cord, plug it in. I have no problem. You know, that's where I'm at, right? I'm that angry. You know, so I don't know.
I am just so, this is a me problem, but I'm so dumb when it comes to my PC. I run into an issue and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do about this.
Same.
And anytime you open a game, it's like something goes wrong. I don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know how to help that or fix that. So that's my issue. Could I learn? Sure. But I just don't want to. I'm set in my ways. I'm a double on. I don't want to do that shit.
And it's not like I'm going to go to Xbox. It's like, nobody's going there.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I never left there, Joe.
Yeah, no. But it's like, yeah, it's just the situation, man. It sucks. I want to know what you guys think. I don't know. That doesn't solve the root cause bad bit. Brother, what's the root cause? I don't understand.
Jeannie writes in, hello gang. I've got good news and a follow-up question. Last week I was cleared for surgery, which was my lifelong goal. Congratulations. My question is, have you met any lifelong goals, or are there any you hope to accomplish? Boy, existential crisis over here.
Well, first of all, congrats, Jeannie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, congrats.
Man, I don't know. Joe, you had your hand raised.
Yeah. I got one. Here's my goal in life. Okay. I want to lose enough weight, not so that I could get off my CPAP machine. That's never happening. I've always had really bad sleep apnea. I want to lose enough weight so that I can use sleep medication so that I can sleep more than 7 hours. 7 hours is on a great God-gifted night. It's usually 5 or 6, and it really hurts my memory, my short-term and my long-term, as you guys are well aware. And so I would love just to, because the problem with most of those medications is it relaxes the muscle in your throat, and that's what it presses the airway so that you can't breathe well at night. So I want to lose enough weight to where I can actually start taking those and not worrying about dying. So that's my goal. Hopefully in 60 pounds that happens, you know? Yeah. What about you, Light?
I don't know if I've ever had like a lifelong goal. And I guess if I did, I kind of already reached it. Not to sound like, oh, I already did my goal. I never wanted to have like a typical 9-to-5 job, which was part of the draw to get me into teaching, because I knew I was not built for that life. Going to work every single day of my life, there's just not. I wasn't going to marry rich because I was raised rich and I did not like it. So I wasn't going to marry rich. So I knew I was going to have a job, but like I knew 9-to-5 was not going to work for me. And teaching was great and I loved it. But I always knew I wanted to do like something else. So I fell for one of those like pyramid MLM things where I thought I would sell makeup and become rich that way. You know, like I was trying to do like different things. And I, in the back of my mind, had always wanted to have a YouTube channel. Not necessarily gaming, but just a YouTube channel. And then that eventually turned into a gaming channel. And then, you know, that turned into not my livelihood and my job. So I guess that would be my goal. I don't know if that would necessarily count as like a lifelong goal because it wasn't one specific thing. It was just like an idea of a thing. And now I'm like living my dream life. So, you know, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Kyle, what say you? What's the dream? Picking your feet up on a beach.
Oh, God, I hate the beach. Not me.
I'm going this Friday. I can't wait.
Congrats. I don't like the sand. I don't like the sand.
It's
is it coarse?
Yeah, it's too coarse. Lifelong dream. I mean, I have a lot of them are just like, you know, financial. I'm not in that spot to go. Like, I want to go to London. I want to go to Rome. Like, I want to go to travel abroad. I want to go see a baseball game in every stadium. Like, those are lifelong dreams. Want to find a nice lady to share my life with and have a family of my own. That's the big one.
Well, I already have one. I don't want to.
Well, congrats, man.
Yeah, I like. She's so beautiful. An older lass.
Yeah.
Already has 2 sons.
I'm waiting for it.
One of them's named Luke.
Yep, I knew it. That's why I was waiting for it. As far as like hitting any lifelong goals, like honestly, like being able to talk games for as long as I have is pretty damn cool. And getting to do really fun things, even though it's not E3, but like getting to it at SGF was pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, getting the SGF was the mission, the goal, and I can't believe we got to do it. And next year, if we get to do it again, like,
yeah,
that's it. Like, that's what a privilege, you know. That said, listen, that's been all the questions tonight, gang. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Y'all have been so super nice and sweet. I was really expecting more vitriol. Thank you all so very much. I want to thank our newest members. Yes, I will update this list next week, okay? You gotten too many free shout outs here, all right? But I want to thank our newest members over at patreon.com. Of course, the reason why we look so good, we sound so great, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. You get some exclusive shows as well for helping us. I want to apologize. I did not get to upload last week's episode. I'm going to fix that literally tomorrow. My grandma's been in the hospital. Now she's coming back home on Friday. It's all good. It's all right. Everything's going to be dandy. But just life's been a little bit hectic. So apologies. I will fix it. That said, get cool bonus shows for supporting us like you do. Like Brian Somnia at the gold tier. Foolish Fuji at the bronze tier. Brett Trotman at the bronze tier. The Big G at the bronze tier. Corey Greer at the silver tier. Skylar at the bronze tier. And Speedy B at the gold tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz, Caleb Cook, Toxic, and Tommy. And of course, K-Rock's Kiddo Cullen. I don't know how I did that one, but I did. Our platinum producers, JC, K-Rock, The Shady Mailman, Tommy, Slap Funk 66, and Manix Vision. Want to thank our gold members, JB, the Purple Monkey, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Red Arrow, Drug Prowling Wolf, Lord Hatchie, Solo Sane, Carbonite Free since 1983. Want to thank our silver members, Rick Arrington, The Good Sir, Kevin Diaz, Astronaut Jr., The Juster, Sean McKenzie, Suddy, who was in the backpack yet again. All right, Suddy, get it together, brother, okay? Get it together. And also, you got to tell your wife, hey, darling, I love you, but I'm with the boys right now. This is getting excessive. You don't need to tell me your day at 9:40 at night. I got to be with the boys right now, okay? Please. I love you, Danny. What socks are you wearing? Steph Mildener, Jay's Karate Battered Haddock, The Social Savant, and Lord Dyla. I want to shout out our YouTube members, Jonathan Kelly, Lisa Howard, The Cush Completionist, Mr. Light, Freight Conductor, Strubles and Bits, Tommy yet again, Jeannie Love, Stefano B415, NES Encyclopedia, Connor R. Wing 1575, and Reese. Thank you all so much for donating, being patrons, all that good stuff, the super chats, the channel memberships, all that good stuff. Thank you for supporting us the ways you do. Even if you got no bucks our way, I get it. Again, gas is going to be $4 next week. Please hit like, share, subscribe, ring the bell button, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you can help. It really does help a lot. Even if you're just playing the podcast on YouTube and just like walking away, you know, whatever helps us, it really does help us out, and it really improves us on the algos. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. Love y'all.
I love you. Go watch some SGDQ.
Or The Pit Season 2. Bye-bye.